right, everybody. Hey, Will Roberts here, and my how to self-tape, how to become a viral monster. Today's episode, and by the way, I will tell you, side note, is I'm going to move these along and get to the actual self-taping. I promise you. I just want to be really clear about the equipment that's out there and the stuff that I'm putting together with my good friends at Cole Limited. And you can go to actingupradio.com, click the self-tape tab, and get this information and the tools that I've put together with them for the self-taping kits for actors, producers, whoever. Okay? So today's episode, microphones. Woohoo! So two things that you can really kill your self-taping with, and that is sound. And right now, I'm not wearing a wire. And I'm not using a boom mic. I'm strictly going off the camera mic. And I will tell you that you can self-tape without microphones, and you can use the camera mic, but I recommend, like right now, I'm in my kitchen because I needed a table because I've got so much stuff. You can do it, but I do recommend that you have some back walls and it's knocked down a little bit from sound. Meaning, don't do it in a gymnasium because it'll sound like like a gymnasium. And the other thing is lighting, which we'll address in the next episode. So this time I want to address the sound because I've been doing this for a long time and there's a lot of pros and cons as to why you can use your cell phone, your smartphone, and why you shouldn't. Got a little bit of a cold. Bear with me. But let me show you a couple of the mics. Got a boom mic. This is a Rode. Rode is very good. The loose part in this one. I don't use it as much. It's basically a boom mic, and I added this arm on. You can put in there and make it. Basically, camera's here, and then you can shoot, or the phone is here, and you can shoot above. You never want to shoot below. Shoot above, and really get a good sound. That's a boom mic. I have another boom mic that's a lot better that I have that would go in a clip. And these are things that you will get if you're getting into it. There's a clip, and I'm looking for it. Here it is. That you can certainly do this and have a little tripod and have it up in your area. That you can do it just like this as you're speaking and doing the self-tape. Obviously, you don't want it in the shot of the camera. You want to crop it out or put it somewhere. I usually use like a window cleaner staff, and you can put this on the end of it, kind of aim it in like a boom mic, okay? That's one way of doing it. Now, I will tell you something that is very important to know about anything in regards to using a microphone on a smartphone. In my experience, and it took me years to get this figured out, you have items that you have to have with your if you're using a smartphone. You can't just plug a microphone into a smartphone unless it's specifically made for it, or you have a rig like this called an iRig. iRig allows you to plug one of these boom mics in that I have, this one, into this, and it's all figured out. It's called impedance and everything, that you can then plug it into your phone. But look at that. See, that is an old school, I would say anything iPhone or smartphone 4 and back. Because now they made it so cool and clever that we have to have this little piece of shit, excuse my language, to be able to, plug it into our iPhones, okay? So if you have a headset, it's just the biggest problem in the world that I don't know why they came up with that, probably so they could sell us this for $15 a pop. But in order to work any kind of microphone that's plugging into your iPhone or your smartphone, you have to have this. Well, there's more. This is something you can buy called an iRig, which is actually very good, and I recommend this, okay? But if you don't get that and you want to hook a microphone up to your iPhone, and if this is really confusing, send me a direct message. For instance, the boom mic here, you actually can't just plug this in, even with this little adapter, into your phone. Because the problem is, it's called impedance. You have to have a little impedance cord that I got, and I'll put it in the information in the notes, on here, on there like that, and then you got to take this and you got to put this on like that, and then that you can plug into your phone. FYI, always carry white tape, gaffer's tape or whatever, and I always go around any of the connectors and tape them, because I've had, this one's like kind of loose. I've had way too many instances where I've shot a whole self-tape and then I get done and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Oh God, it wasn't connected. So I recommend that you always tape up your, connectors, because it can be a pain in the butt. The other way to go, which I absolutely believe in, here's one that you shouldn't do. This is basically called a wireless mic, and I have a deal. And you wouldn't do this anyway because you're holding it. And I wouldn't recommend a wireless mic like this to boom. Just because this is a 80 or something, that's not really good. And a lot of times it's garbage. Here's a Sennheiser that I used to use, but the box is something you have to plug in the wall, and it's really extravagant and takes a lot of power, and it's very difficult to use. The unit that I believe that you should use, which is part of the kit that I'm talking to you about, is a wireless lavalier, okay? Wireless lavalier, this is the set I love right now, and I'll tell you why. See, I have another brand, and I got Sony, and it's falling apart and all that fun stuff. Just too much garbage. The quality is not very good. But I have this one. And again, I do have to use, so we're clear, in regards to hooking it up, I still have to use the small white adapter, and I still have to use this little extra cord that you'll have to buy. But I have to tell you something. You plug this in to basically your phone, and we have the adapters on all these, and I've got my really cool mount that I showed you in one of the first episode, and it goes above the camera. It's great. It's got great range. You turn it on. I tend to, side note, the tape I was talking about, I tend to set my levels on a microphone, and then I'll tape down the button so it doesn't move or it doesn't shift, because they have little knobs. And you want to set it and check it, set it and check it. General rule with any kind of taping at all you do, you want to tape something, do a 10-second, make sure that your framing is right, and make sure your lighting is right, and make sure that your sound is right. Because I don't care how beautiful your setting looks and how well the light looks, and you look great. If you can't hear you, unless you're auditioning for a role of a mime, you just wasted all of your time. So this brand is amazing, and I have to tell you something, it's really inexpensive. It's I'll check for sure. I know it's like a little over $100, something like that. And this version, this brand is just amazing. It's really, really good. It works real well. They both have an antenna. I've got the antenna somewhere else, but antenna goes on here and there. And you put this in your back pocket. And then it comes with a clip that allows you to take the microphone, which is a lav, and it clips to your shirt, or it clips to a tie. But I'll tell you something I like to do is I like to get just some regular gaffer's tape, duct tape, not really duct tape, remember with a cloth tape, electrical tape, and I actually take it and I feed it up through my shirt, and I will tape it to an inside shirt, and I will leave it in here like this, or I will leave it right on the edge and let it peek out a teeny bit. But I don't like the look of having the thing clipped on there, so I like to have it like that, inside and covered. And when you put the tape on there, it's great. It doesn't move around. One of the biggest problems with lavalier microphones is that a lot of times you get this and you hear it, or if you're moving and doing a scene, you'll hear it. I like to tape it down. I mean, if you're working on a set, they have all these like really cool things now. They can drop it with a bullet, get it in there right, and then set it in there, and then they basically have these little sticky things. Well, you can buy those, but I'm just saying tape, and I put it right across the bottom here, not under the microphone part, and then tape it down, and then put this and hide the wires, flip them both on. Please make sure all of the channels are the same and all that fun stuff, because if you don't, again, you're wasting your time. I'll put in the list this item, and these, which I love these, and I've gone through so many microphones. This one here, $1,700 for this unit because as a speaker, and I've got a Countryman, blah, blah, the stuff doesn't work that as well as this does, and it's a little over $100. Great stuff brought to you by my friends at Cole Limited. So there's a microphone. Highly recommend. You gotta have a microphone so you sound clear. I hope this sounded okay. Regardless, check us out on actingupradio.com, and on my Twitter, it is Will Roberts Acts, not X murderer, but ACTS. On Instagram, it's Will Roberts Actor. Check us out, and any information you want, go to Acting Up Radio, send me an email off there, and I will answer any question. Thanks. See you next time.